name is Josh Jenkins. This is my FTT 104 Week 2 Practical Application Assignment. Today is August 23rd, 2023. The first thing we want to do is validate that there is no ammo anywhere on my workbench. As you can see, there's no ammo either live or spent in this area. So the next thing we want to do is we want to clear this weapon. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop the magazine, show that there is no ammo in that. Then we're going to take our charging handle and we're going to pull that back and lock that in place. And we're going to do a visual, let's get her cleared up. We're going to do a visual and physical check to make sure that there's no ammo in this weapon. As you can see, there's not. So we're going to pull the charging handle back and we're going to send the bolt forward. And then pointing in a safe direction, we're going to pull the trigger to drop the hammer and push the firing pin forward. This weapon has now been cleared and is ready for the next step, which is a field strip. So the tools we need for field stripping an AR-15 are pretty basic. So we just need a punch pin of some description. This is a brass one, so it's non-marring. And we'll just need my hands. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to locate the takedown pins. There's two pins. There's a front and a rear takedown pin. So what we want to do, we'll take our non-marring brass punch pin and we're going to push down the takedown pins on either side, just enough to get them started. And then we're going to flip it over. And as you can see here, the takedown pins, they've popped up a little bit. They've got a nice little head on it so you can pull up on them. So what we're going to do is, now that we've got those two pins up, we're going to remove the upper from the lower assemblies. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the buffer spring out of our buffer tube here to inspect it. So we're going to take our non-marring punch pin and we're going to push down on our little detent. That's a detent pin right here. I'll put it up here what this actually is called. This catches the buffer spring and buffer in the buffer tube to that. So we're going to inspect that for any damage. As you can see, there's not. Set that aside. And look down there, see that that's clean. And the next thing we want to do is, after we've taken the buffer spring out of the buffer tube, is we want to do a strip of the upper. So we're going to take the bolt carrier group and charging handle out. So to do that, we're going to grab the charging handle and pull back on that. Pull the bolt carrier group out and the charging handle out. And we'll just do a quick little inspection to make sure there's no damage or anything there. Looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get, yeah, there we go, straight down. And then our bolt carrier group here, check for function, looking good. And that is a full takedown, or a full field strip of an AR-15. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put all this back together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reassemble our buffer spring into our buffer tube for our lower. Push that in, and that detent has a little spring, has a little give to it, so it just goes straight down. Next thing we're going to do is put our upper back together, and the first thing we want to do is we want to start with that. So we're going to take our charging handle, and there's a couple little dog ears on here, as you can see. And there's a couple little grooves in here that correspond to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of come at this at an angle so we catch into those little grooves. So now that we're in, we're going to pull this back a little bit, and we're going to take our bolt carrier and we're going to make sure the actual bolt itself is all the way back. As you can see, there's a little pin up here that we want to make sure that's back, because if it's up in this position right there, it won't go smoothly through the upper here. So we'll make sure that's back, and then we will position it in such a way like this. Slap that in like that, and you can see it's secure. And then one of the last things we're going to do is we're going to close up the dust cover here. We're going to put in the front takedown pin. I'm going to get that lined up. Get it lined up a little bit, and then we're going to take that out and try again. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself, so what we'll do is there we go. So got that pin in. Drop it down, put that pin in. And that is a reassembly after doing a field strip of this AR-15.